I'm getting real sick and tired of this, man. I can't even lie. I'm getting real sick and tired of this. I don't have the energy to continue to do this anymore. Every week, every year, it's the same thing. It's the same thing every single week, every single season with this Washington thing. I was talking about it with my dad too, and he's like, "Man, nothing's changed. It's been the same thing every single year. I don't know when this is gonna be a good team. Every year, a lot of people just come in with some optimism about Washington, thinking they could be a team that could be competitive, and then they play like this, and it's just like, what are you gonna do about it? Um, I had a lot of high hopes for this defense this season, and for much of it, they've disappointed me. Now, in this game against the Broncos, they didn't play that bad. They actually played relatively well defensively. I didn't really have that much problems with the defense in this game. They did what they needed to do for the most part. They gave us plenty of opportunities to win this game, so I'm not even really that surprised to see the situation for what it was in terms of just the defense making stops and giving up points in crucial situations. They were on the field a lot. I'm not gonna lie, this defense was on the field a lot. So them giving up that touchdown late in the game to give Denver that 17-10 lead, I wasn't really that surprised. At some point, you can't ask your defense to continuously be out there while you're going three and out or you're coming up with empty possessions. It's just at some point you need the offense to step up. It's the same thing with Washington every single year. Heineke at some time, just at some points in this game, Heineke was just off with his throws. Other times it was just him not getting protection. In fact, he didn't really get much protection in this game. There were plenty of times Denver was just sending a four-man rush and then they would just get to him, and it's just like this offensive line can't block, so he's not getting the protection. Whenever they blitz, they were definitely getting to him, and just at times he couldn't find anyone. Like we really couldn't utilize McLaurin in this game. McKissick was pretty much our main guy to go to in this game for much of this game, and it was just a problem, man. It was a problem. Washington's offense can't seem to generate anything. They can't get anything going. They struggle to put points on the board, and it gets tiring, man. Every year it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing with this team. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Different year, same result with this Washington team. I don't know when we're gonna have a good Washington team, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's the same thing. I said it years ago, and it continues to hold up. But years ago, I said that this team, or better yet, this franchise, is never gonna win anything meaningful as long as Dan Snyder is the owner, and it continues to hold up to this day. I just don't see how this organization or how this franchise is gonna win anything meaningful as long as that man owns the team. But I don't know, man. Do I look at the coaching? Is the coaching the issue? Is it the lack of talent? I don't. What do you look at it? There are some games where you look at and you could say the team didn't play with any heart. I can't say that for this game. Maybe they're just not good enough. Maybe that's just it. They're just not a good team. Maybe I should just accept it at that point. They're just not a good team. They've really haven't been a good team for much of this millennium, and they probably will go on to continue not being a good team. You get tired of it, man. You get tired of watching this team fail and underperform, and not even underperform, but just fail and lose and disappoint time and time and time and time again. It really gets tiring. I've never seen this team be good. In my entire lifetime, I have not seen this team be good. And it continues to hold up. I don't know what to do with that. It continues to hold up. It continues to be bad, and I'm just wondering at this point, what do we just do? Like where do they go from here? What's the goal? What's the point? What happens moving forward? I just don't know, man. I just don't know. So with this loss, Washington drops to 2-6. Their season's basically over. They're not overcoming this. I'm sorry. With the way this team's playing, they're not overcoming this. I don't even know what to make of Heineke. I don't know what to make of this offense. I don't know what to make of this team. But they're not overcoming this. You know, it's unfortunate, but this Washington team, they're a huge disappointment. They've been a disappointment for a long time. They continue to be a disappointment. And honestly, this year is where it hurts the most because I really thought this defense could be something special, and for much of this season, this defense has been a disgrace. It's been an embarrassment. It's been a joke. It's been flat out disgraceful. It's the same thing every year, man. It's the same thing every year, and it gets tiring having to watch this team every single week go out here and perform as poorly as they do. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. At this point, you can just wrap up the season. Another season of failure for Washington. Hey, you know what? They made the playoffs last year. I guess that counts for something. You know, at least you made the playoffs last year. You were in the postseason. You guys rarely get into the postseason, so I guess that matters in some case. You know that was meaningful last year, but it's just the same thing, man. I just want a Washington team to be good. Okay, all my life I've had to watch this team, and I just want them to be good. Yeah, I'm a Ravens fan. The Ravens are my team. I am 100% a Ravens fan. I've been a Ravens fan since 2005. I will continue to be a Ravens fan for life, and obviously Ravens are always going to be number one. But I live in this area. I'm 20 minutes away from the Washington Stadium. I've been watching this team my entire life, and I just want to see the home team be successful. And time in and time out, it's the same thing. I just want the home team to be successful. I want the home team to be successful, but it's the same old story with them every single season. And at 2-6, they're not coming back from this. They're not. They're not. Their season's basically over. They're not going to win the division. Now, could they make the playoffs? Possibly. I mean, the NFC isn't as clear cut. But then again, when you're looking at the teams, again, you look at the Saints, who are on the verge of actually beating the Bucks as I'm speaking, because the game is happening here while I'm recapping. But actually, they're gonna beat the Saints. The Saints are gonna beat the Bucks. So yeah, the Saints are back in it. The Bucks, the Rams, the Packers, the Cardinals. Like, look at all these teams here. If you go by division, Cowboys are gonna win the NFC East. You can take the Cowboys, the Packers, the Cardinals, and then you look at the you look at, well, judged by this, based by this, I don't know if you can definitely say the Bucks should get it, but we'll just say the Bucks, either the Bucks or Saints. So let's just say Bucks for this situation. The Bucks, the Packers, the Cardinals, and the Cowboys, they win their division. You look at the NFC North, the Vikings are somewhat there. The Bears are trying to make some noise. It could happen. You look at the NFC South, the Saints are right there. The Saints. So that's already one playoff spot there. Then you look at the NFC West, and you get to look at what the Niners are, and even in some cases the Seahawks could come back into it. I don't know if they can get to the playoffs, man. At this point, I feel like the season's over. They're not gonna win the division. That's clear as day. But I don't know where Washington goes from here. 2-6 on the season. 2-6. Every year it's the same story with them. It's the same story. It's gotten tired, man. It's the same story with Washington, and it's gotten tired. At 2-6, there are so many teams ahead of Washington. It's not even funny. And down the stretch, it's going to be brutal because it's going to come down to the division. And with the way we're playing, I don't see how they're going to be able to beat the Cowboys. It's just sad because I just want this home team to be successful for once. I've watched this team my whole life. I just want them to be successful. But every year, it's the same story with them. But I still watch the games. If there's two games I always make sure to watch every week. I watch my Ravens, no matter what. That's my team. But I also make sure I catch whatever's happening with Washington. And every week, it's the same story, man. It's the same story. If it's a week where the offense shows up and balls out, the defense is nowhere to be found. If it's a week where the defense finally shows up and clamps up a team and holds them down to 20 points, the offense all of a sudden forgot how to score and get in the end zone. It's the same thing over and over again. And even if two of those are working out, all of a sudden we miss a kick and then something just screws us over. It's the same thing every year, man. Every year. I'm tired of it, man. I'm really tired of it. But of course, I'm going to see the season through just like every other season. Nothing is surprising me here when it comes to this Washington team, so I'm not even surprised to see this. So it is what it is. Anyway, Washington falls to 2-6. Denver finally gets back on track. They're now 500. I believe they're 4-4 now, so they get themselves back on track. Meanwhile, Washington continues to fall deeper and deeper into the abyss, and honestly, it doesn't look like things are going to go up from here. Matter of fact, if I even check their schedule, when you look at what's happening for Washington moving forward, you kind of just look up and you just think to yourself, yeah, they just don't have anything left. Next week is against the Buck. Oh, just end it. You know what? That's all I gotta say, man. I don't want to think of this anymore. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm out of here, man. Peace.